Welcome to Wednesday Debate Live with Taghreed Hussein here on Nile TV International. Tonight we'll be talking more tourism development in the new republic. Egypt is a tourist destination that has many distinct elements, from the beautiful beaches to the grand monuments to the society itself, with the unique spirit of the Egyptian population that is characterized definitely by great liveliness and also vibrancy. Throughout the last 8 years, the whole world had witnessed New Egypt as a country with non-stop events, also with activities that had attracted tourists' attention, not to mention the Mummy's Golden Parade and the opening of the Rams Road. There is still to come to dazzle the whole world even more and more. So throughout the last years, we have celebrated lots of achievements in the field of tourism. Tonight we'll be celebrating also on Nile TV International another achievement, from the achievements of the 8 years to the achievement of having the honor to host the World Federation of Tourist Guide Association's ambassador for tour guides. And though the members of the Federation include 94 countries and nearly 550,000 tour guides worldwide, Mr. Waleed al-Battoty is the only Egyptian who has been appointed to this renowned position. The appointment comes in recognition of his fruitful long years of service in the field of international tourism. As we know that Battoty had served as the deputy of the General Tourist Guides Syndicate and the head of the Admissions and Registration Committee from 2002 to 2012. He has also been working as vice president of the Arab Tour Guides Federation since 2005 and as a representative of the Federation for the Middle East since 2003. A dear guest to Nile TV International and to Wednesday Debate Live, congratulations, Mr. Battoty. We're really happy and honored and received this great news with pride.
Thank you. Well, I'm also very happy to be here today and to announce and celebrate with you.
Thank you so
Nile TV
much.
International, of course.
Definitely, as the ambassador, from an ambassador to ambassadors all over the world, Nile TV International is the voice of Egypt to the world, and the ambassador transcending barriers and transmitting more about tourism, our soft power, about culture, about our history. Definitely. Tonight we'll be shedding more light on Egypt's global outreach, along with its impact on developing tourism relations with the outside world and with the different markets. We'll also be talking in depth tonight about promotion strategy for Egypt that Egypt is adopting for the future. Definitely the whole world, and we'll be talking more to Mr. Battoty about this concerning gem, which is Egypt's gift to the world, comes from like gem, a real gem. And the Grand Egyptian Museum is going to dazzle the whole world and also make headlines. This will come in too, but right after reading the main top stories of the day. The main top story was His Excellency the President Sisi, receiving Ursula von der Leyen, the President of the European Commission, where they discussed boosting Egypt-EU relations in order to achieve the hoped for qualitative leap in the Egyptian-European partnership during the coming period. Let's watch.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi received today Ursula von der Leyen, the President of the European Commission, where they discussed boosting Egypt-EU relations. During the talks, President al-Sisi and von der Leyen dealt with ways to achieve the hope for qualitative leaps in Egyptian-European partnership during the coming period by strengthening cooperation in a number of priority sectors within the framework of the Egyptian development vision, foremost of which are clean energy, food security, digital transformation, electric transport, modern agriculture, and vaccine manufacturing. The President and Ursula von der Leyen also discussed mechanisms of encouraging European companies to pump more investments in Egypt, highlighting the tripartite cooperation between Egypt and the European Union with other partners in the African continent. The discussion today between the President and Ursula von der Leyen, the President of the European Commission, witnessed a special focus on ways to enhance and support cooperation between Egypt and the European Union in the field of energy, either in the field of natural gas or electrical interconnection. The head of state stated that the EU and Egypt agreed on the importance of establishing a strategic partnership between the two sides in the energy sector. that is vital for the future of development, highlighting the significance of cooperation in areas of technical financing support, as well as investments to develop the infrastructure needed to produce green hydrogen as a source of clean energy.
We're reading the main headline of the day. His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi receiving Ursula von der Leyen, the President of the European Commission, discussing Egypt-EU relations. Definitely a very significant visit and a positive outcome of this visit. Honored to have with us over the phone His Excellency Ambassador Mohammed Al-Arabi, former Minister of Foreign Affairs. Your Excellency, thank you so much for joining us. And as I said, that in this particular timing, a very significant visit by the President of the European Commission.
Yes, you are absolutely right. The whole world actually under tremendous pressure, economic actually pressure from the incidents in the Ukraine. And I think everybody is trying to seek, the interest and how to guarantee the supply of energy and food and security, and many actually files should be, discussed between different groups and different nations. And I think Egypt is playing an important role now in the Middle East. And meanwhile, we have a sort of balanced, diplomacy towards all the parties involved in that dispute. So we are between the principles and the interests of the Egyptian people, and that's why I think Egypt is trying to have good contacts with the EU and also try to guarantee the supply of energy. And in the meantime, I think we will have in the forthcoming months the COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh. So I guess the EU could Egypt to have this kind of green economy and green energy. So a lot of files actually Egypt is involved in, and the EU, of course, is playing an important role in the international arena. So that's why I think this visit is important, and the time is so crucial. And this kind of discussion actually gives a sort of a good cooperation between different countries and different groups. And we have a very close ties with the EU since many years ago. So I guess what we have now, maybe it will be a new chapter in our relationship with the EU.
Yes, Your Excellency, the President on his Facebook page had asserted the importance of the deep-rooted relations binding both Egypt and the European Union in the different fields, among them definitely food security, energy, and also climate, as Your Excellency has mentioned. And von der Leyen had tweeted that with this EU-Egypt agreement, we'll be working on what she termed the stable delivery of natural gas to the EU from the East Mediterranean region. So in light of the Russian-Ukrainian war, along with its repercussions on Europe, this agreement comes very timely.
Yes, it is very timely, but I think I should mention that, even before that crisis in Ukraine, I think Egypt has a sort of good strategy to maintain the supply of energy and to play the role as a platform for the energy for Europe and many other countries. And that was even before the crisis in Ukraine. So what we are gaining now is, due to this good strategy which we adopted since, let us say, 3 or 4 years ago, when we established this Forum of the Mediterranean. And I think it was a sort of good strategy and a very good vision from the Egyptian government and the Egyptian president to look to the future and trying to maintain and to even guarantee a source of supply to different countries from the Mediterranean. So what we are doing now is actually the result of this good strategy which we adopted many years ago, and after we established this forum of the energy in the Mediterranean.
Yes, Your Excellency, former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Mohammed Al-Arabi, thank you so much for joining our debate live, Wednesday debate live for tonight. Well, Mr. Battoty, as we've heard His Excellency and as he had outlined that it comes, yes, timely, and our cooperation with the EU is definitely fostered, and this will reflect on more than one level. Also the cultural and the tourism level with Europe is definitely, this is definitely a plus too.
100%. 100%. There has been, excuse me, there has been agenda and has been a plan already done pre the war. Egypt was getting ready for something like this, and that was pre the war, as far as I know. From the beginning of the introduction and what His Excellency was saying, everything was positive. See, all the news that comes from Egypt is positive. I have some very positive news as well for you, as I just came from a seminar. Today was our first day, and tomorrow and the day after and the day after. A seminar that is done for one of the biggest travel agency in the world, and they chose to do the seminar in Egypt. And we have colleagues from all over Europe is here to join us and to work together. But what I've heard from them today, which is very fruitful as well, saying that inshallah it is booming Egypt destination, selling, due to the fact that every news comes out of Egypt is positive economically, security, lots of other things. And as you had over here on the screen saying the New Republic. The New Republic is very impressive. Okay, with what's going around the world, we had the COVID, we had this, we had that, and we're still continuing and insisting to get there, and nothing is going to stop us. So I think the train has come out of the station, and nothing, inshallah, will stop the train. We're doing good, we're going, we're aiming, we're doing a great job. I was attending the World Federation Tourist Guide Convention this year. I was attending virtual because they did it, they insisted. We have the president of the World Federation, she's the former president and the current president because she got re-elected for what she did. And the convention was done in Spain. And I was sitting watching, and then I've heard them in the announcements making announcements that I get chosen to be the global brand ambassador to the World Federation. And I was asked today, we're trying to bring the whole world and have standardization. And that's why it is very good for, and I tell all my colleagues in the Arab countries where I was in charge of the area, I used to talk to all of them, and they listen to me when I say we all have to come under the international umbrella, and we all have to do this because we benefit from each other and we learn from each other.
It's definitely a win-win situation. Well, congratulations, but definitely the impressions, while winning had left an impact on you and also on our colleagues in the Arab region as well. I mean, this is actually a global post that will foster also our relations as Egypt with the outside world and help in branding Egypt globally.
Definitely, because I'm an Egyptian, and God bless his soul, my best friend Aki, who used to come and talk. I remember we gave a very good lecture in a convention. It was done in Czech Republic, and it was music going between me and him on stage. And then the people, they said, how long have you been training? We said, we didn't train. It was about how can guides promote their own country. Do I need to be trained to promote my own country? I mean, I can right now, on air, live now, I can explain to you the Temple of Abu Simbel while I'm sitting here and make you love it and make you see it through my eyes, through my description. So this is the job of a guide, that he has to make it. Now, the success of a tour guide is not doing a good tour. That's what we tell the guides now. Your success is not doing a good tour and people going back home with good experience. Your success is how can you convince the clients to come back again and again and again and again, and how many tourists can you generate out of your group. Like if you have 40 clients, can you generate 200, 300, 400? They come and ask for you by name. we were just discussing, just before I came here, one of my colleagues, a couple of years ago, a lady, an older lady, she came from the United States of America, and because of bad weather, she landed somewhere else, and she really had very bad experience that has nothing to do with anybody. It is the airline, and it was not even an Egyptian airline. But the minute she landed in Cairo, and his understanding and the way, and he expressed his love, and he told the lady, put everything behind your back, enjoy Egypt now. She really did enjoy it, but she says, I didn't have enough. I'll be back.
Be back again.
And she came back, and she was with me a couple of months ago, and she was with me, and she saw him. And the way she jumped, and she saw him by accident in the street. We just ran into each other, and she hugged him, and she kissed him, and she says, I can't tell you how much I'm happy to see you, things like this. We build up a relationship with clients.
Yes.
Everybody around the world now is asking me about gym. When it's going to open.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, because now the world is ready to receive Egypt's gift to the world. Egypt has lots of gifts, not just gym, by the way. I'm happy here to announce that we have a museum in the new capital. It's called the Museum of Capitals, which is, you know, that Memphis was the first ever capital mankind ever known. And it was the administration capital. And a few kilometers from Memphis, now we're building the new capital of Egypt, which is out of this world. And when you drive now in Egypt, the common question, people say, whoops, when was this done? I mean, if it's one road and you haven't been for a week, and then you come back and you find a new highway.
New stories, yeah.
I moved to, I live in Maadi, and I moved from Maadi to Al-Dahir without a single traffic light. And it's all highway. It might be a little bit longer, but it feels beautiful to go on the new bridges and all of this, the movement itself, and all of this work on the infrastructure of Egypt, that sometimes you ask, did they push the buildings? I mean, what did they do? How they enlarge the roads? All of this is positive news coming out of Egypt.
And definitely it has an impact on the tourism industry, because while we are definitely talking about a new republic, we're talking about the components of a new republic, and that's the components of the new republic. The criteria of the choice, why was Battoty chosen?
I think because they understand very good what can I do for to all my colleagues around the world.
Because what can you do to all your colleagues, by the way?
Well, we can set more of standardization because...
Are we going to find, like, you know, different standards? We going to network more globally?
Definitely. Working with my colleagues and see the World Federation, what's so good about the World Federation is we become like a big family, and it's growing big, and every year we have 2-3 countries joining, and we meet in different countries, we go for conventions. And Egypt, we have a situation that we are a country that comes and speak, and we have good representatives, and we have a good representation of Egypt. And now I'm waiting, I can't wait till the next convention, because I will definitely also have a chance to speak about the new republic. We're introducing a complete new thing. We have museums, new ones. We have, I mean, I think Egypt should bet for the next convention, or the one after, is we host. Why not? We should host people to come, because we had a convention in 2007 in Egypt, and it was one of the most successful ones. People loved it. People had a great time. They had a great food. They had a great dance. They had a great visit. They had a great lectures. They had our colleagues in the World Federation who came and did a course of training. And guides from all over the world came to receive training here in Egypt by the trainers of the World Federation. And they had another one that is, I think it was called Train the Trainers. It was so good. Happened in Egypt. So I hope we can bet for the upcoming convention, not this one that is going to take place. In Italy, I think we should go for the one after, or help our neighboring countries. We have some countries such as Saudi Arabia now coming, and they joined the World Federation. The United Arab Emirates, they just recently done. Hoping now that my colleague from Saudi Arabia who took my place, will work with Syria. We're trying to get Syria to come
great.
under the umbrella, because when we sit together, no politics.
Yeah.
We're tour guides. We depend on peace. You know, when we sit on the room, the representative of Ukraine and Russia will be in peace together. Our job depends on peace. We promote peace. We found mutual ground. We don't talk about differences. And that's one of the things that I also want to...
We talk about togetherness.
Yes, of course. You know, when we talk about the new style here in Egypt, when we talk about the Egyptian monuments, we say this belongs to the whole world. We no longer say it belongs to the whole world. It happens to be in Egypt, but the pyramid belongs to the whole world, because we believe that humanity started here.
Yeah.
So then we have to share what we have with the whole world. And again, we try to promote peace. We try to promote happiness. We try, in Egypt, we're getting towards professionalism, to be very professional on what you do, because it's no longer now...
This has been, you know, like witnessed all over the world, the sense of professionalism. Look at the Golden Mummies parade that has been dazzling the whole world and making headlines. And also look at the whole world. You know, Egypt is a top story and a top destination. And tonight we're celebrating Egypt. From here, the journey begins.
You know, when I always tell the people, the Caireans, the people of Cairo, was one of the main heroes of the Golden Pharaoh parade. Why? Because they stayed at home. The government asked them nicely, says, please stay at home because we're going to do the parade. And people really followed this. They asked them not to step out of the balconies and not to look. They follow the rules. Everybody was sitting in front of TV. So that shows that also the people enjoyed it as much as the whole world did enjoy. Now, His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi played part of it when he came out and he received them as real kings by the President of Egypt. He came and he received them as kings and queens coming into the museum. That was an unbelievable... And then the national carrier of Egypt plays this on the plane and the airports and the music. And, you know, we talked about it before, but now when you receive guests coming to Egypt and they say, first thing they want to go to is the National Museum. National Museum now is one of the top sites in this country that everybody wants to go to see, due to the fact that the museum is air-conditioned, fully air-conditioned. The museum has a beautiful story. The museum is not just telling history. The museum is telling you why Egypt and what happened. And it's not 3,200 BC. There is 9,000, and there's many, but there's 9,000 years before the 3,200. We're talking of 12,000 something years. And they have lots of interesting things. And then they have Jewish heritage, they have a Coptic heritage, they have Islamic heritage, and they have the very beautiful culture.
This is the greatness of the country. This is the sense of diversity that we're talking about. Well, from here the journey begins. Let's watch and answer maybe the question, why Egypt? Because Egypt has it all. Let's watch.
The Egyptian Cabinet's Media Center published a video, the first part in a series named Egypt, From Here the Journey Begins. That aims to promote the country as one of the world's favorite tourist destinations. The 6-minute video reviews the most prominent plans and mechanisms that have been implemented by Egypt to regain its position as one of the world's preferred tourist destinations. According to the video, Egypt was ranked by CNN Travel to be the top 10 tourist destinations worldwide in 2022. Moreover, Egypt ranked first in Africa, 5th in the Middle East and North Africa, and the 51st globally in the World Economic Forum's recently released 2021 Travel and Tourism Development Index. Also, Egypt has been declared the second best diving destination in the world by Dive Magazine UK. Furthermore, 11 Egyptian airports obtained certificates of health accreditation for safe travel in 2021. The video has been released at a time when Egypt's tourism sector is working hard to recover from the impact of the Russia-Ukraine war. It's worth mentioning that the second half of 2021, Egypt's tourism sector had picked up momentum thanks to the high-profile events such as the glitzy Pharaoh's Golden Parade in Cairo in April and the opening of the Avenue of the Sphinxes in Luxor last November. According to the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities, Egypt received 3.5 million tourists in the first 6 months of 2021, garnering revenues of $3.5 to $4 billion, which is almost equal to all the revenues gained in 2020, when the sector had begun to recover following setbacks caused by COVID-19. In April, the UK's Daily Mail news website selected Egypt as one of the best tourist destinations for spring and summer of 2022, coming in second place on the list of the top holiday destinations. In the same month, TripAdvisor, the world's largest travel guidance platform, named Cairo the second most trending destination in the world and the 9th best destination for city lovers in 2022.
Yes, one of the world's most favorite tourist destinations. Well, as we've seen, this important initiative that has been mentioned in the report, the Egyptian Cabinet's Media Center had published a video named Egypt, From Here the Journey Begins, that has been shown. And from where it all begins to another ambassador who is actually he is the Egyptian king running in the wing, and Mo Salah.
Wow.
Mo Salah turned 30 today. Would you like to extend a congratulatory message to Mo tonight?
Mo Salah, may God bless you. Happy birthday. And I just want to tell you, as an Egyptian, I had a friend of mine who is CEO of a very big company that sponsors him, and he went to Paris to watch the game. And I said to my friend, I said, try to deliver a message to him and say, invite all your famous players to Egypt, and I'll be honored to take you and your guest and give them a tour that makes you, Mo Salah, very proud of Egypt as well. Because I always talk about, with all my respect, of course, to the other players such as Messi and Ronaldo, and none of them received the fans singing with the name and the identity and the nationality of a player.
Yeah.
Mo Salah, he has a gift, of course, and that's because of the blessing that he receives from God and the blessing he receives from his parents. This cannot come like this. Mo Salah always talks, he says, I want everybody to be better than me. When sometimes people says, how can I be better than you? He's motivating others and say,
Inspiring.
Be better than me. My son studies in England, and he goes to university there, and he says, Dad, the guy is phenomenal.
Yes,
he says, it's very, he says, I was standing in the game and wanted to tell everybody, I'm Egyptian too. I'm like him.
I'm like him, yeah.
But when you hear Mo Salah running down the wing, the Egyptian king,
yeah.
okay? And when you hear it from thousands of people, give you goosebumps, and it's something. Mo Salah, happy birthday. May you be.
By the way, we've seen Mo's photos on the lovely Egyptian beaches, and he has chosen Egypt to spend his vacation.
To be honest with you, nothing better. To be honest with you, because
how will this promote, you know, this sense of having Mo on our lovely beaches? Yes, Egypt.
It attracts.
Definitely, it attracts. And having such an inspirational and phenomenal character like the Egyptian king enjoying his vacation in Egypt.
It attracts other players and other celebrities from all over the world to come, because you know, the celebrities, and Mo Salah is international celebrity,
yeah.
And it attracts. He's promoting Egypt. Let me tell you something. I was watching the video that you played in the break. I would suggest, and I consider myself expert in this, I would suggest to the tourism authority in Egypt not to bring from abroad companies and we give them millions and dollars and stuff like this. No, they take. I don't know who did this. If
it's definitely
if it's
made,
the work
made,
of Nile TV International, then this is, because you know what, I'm in this business, hearing the music.
Yes, breathtaking.
And whoever chose the music is an artist, and playing the video,
going with the flow.
It made me, and even I go there a lot. This is my home. It made me miss it. I want to go there.
Yes.
That is the best thing we could use. Let's do everything made in Egypt, and instead of having people from abroad, it's nothing going to be as beautiful as this. And I want to go back to another thing. I remember that you did a documentary about Jim.
Yes, it was our film, and it emerged.
This should have got an Oscar and
it
awards.
The winner in more than one global event and the local event as well.
I hope this will be on the main screen when we enter the museum in the future.
I wish so.
The managing company, I hope they're listening and watching now, and they should play this a lot, because it makes you have a taste, it makes you have a feeling, it makes you love the place. And it's very important that I come to a place with passion, that I love it, I want to see it.
Definitely.
And I feel like I've been inside, okay? This is very important. Great. I'm glad, I'm flattered to hear that this was done by Egyptians and 100% Egyptian hand. This is very good. And I hope that all sponsors would take this film. I'm sure you want the TV.
Sure, it's definitely, you know, branding Egypt globally, and we are narrating the story of the boy king who had dazzled the whole world, King Tut, and it was played by our hero Hani Saif and directed by Ahmed Abdelalim. I had all the honor of making the voiceover. Such a movie we really cherish very much, because, you know, it should have been like Nile TV International had a very important message to deliver.
It's never too late.
And
it's never too late.
Definitely, you are all putting hands together.
I wish those who have, because the people that works here, as you said, the people that works here and did this such beautiful movie, they did it with love,
passion,
with passion,
and
with
love for their country.
They really competing to. I'm speaking about my own country. I remember when I did a speech about my to invite the people. That was in 2005. I did it in Melbourne, Australia, and we were I think eight countries competing, if I remember correctly. There was 8 countries, and every one of us that comes on stage, we are, I think we were permitted 15 minutes to speak and convince the people to come to your own country.
Yeah.
And I saw everybody coming on stage with a piece of paper. They're reading out of paper. You have to have the paper to leave it to the board of the World Federation when you leave. But I teared the paper I have, because
you spoke from heart.
This is the best, from heart to heart.
Exactly.
And that's the best. And I don't need a paper to speak about my own country. I can speak about my own country if I am in Melbourne, Australia, on the other side, and I won, or Egypt won the next convention, which was in 2007, and almost everybody gave us, because I touched their heart. Now you touch my heart with the video you played, with the music. It's outstanding. It's
from Mo Salah the king to another king, Dr. Zahi Hawass, who has been also touching hearts and minds of Italians in Rome recently, and in more than one country.
Dr. Zahi.
Big salute to our icon, Dr. Zahi Hawass.
Yes, of course, big salute to Dr. Zahi. Dr. Zahi soon as well will surprise the world with a new discovery. Yeah, he has.
So we are actually looking forward to more news coming. Great news.
Dr. Zahi, I always see him. Yes, he's an icon. He's a brand. You know, I wish people in Egypt will know this very much. Dr. Zahi is one of the most influential 100 people around the world. You know, so I imagine when I get chosen for the World Federation to be the global brand ambassador, I imagine what is Dr. Zahi is to be chosen to be one of the top 100 influencers around the world. What is this? And he was just in Rome and Italy. He caused traffic, Dr. Zahi. And he's a great speaker. He's a great storyteller.
He is with his attractive style and iconic way of delivering. Well, we have celebrating more than one ambassador actually to the country. Happy birthday, Mo Salah. And for the Egyptian king, Nile TV International is paying tribute to an outstanding performance of Mo Salah, the Egyptian king, whose popularity has been like, you know, breathtaking throughout the whole world. Let's watch. Yes, that was a special dedication to the Egyptian king. And we always need also the social media influencers, because they play a very important role in the digital age. For instance, last March, the Ministry of Tourism has invited a number of young Japanese influencers. We do have also others who are traveling all around the world. How far do those attract really and further promote tourist destinations?
I always say, if we got the 4 networks that do networks in this country to do free network on sites, we will invade the world, because tourists will take pictures and upload it right away.
Yes.
Let's do it free. The benefit is much more than the price that it's going to be for the service. And we should do it on sites such as the pyramids, Valley of the Kings, Valley of the Queens, Abu Simbel, Edfu, Komombo, Esna, and have every site. It's not gonna, the cost is not much compared to what we're gonna receive out of this, because every client now with his cell phone, he can speak to the whole world. Going back to Mo Salah. Mo Salah is a brand now. Mo Salah, when you look at his face, he cheers you up in games. How many fans used to be for Liverpool, with all my respect to Liverpool before Mo Salah. Mo Salah brought the whole Arab world. I'm talking from the ocean to the Gulf, everybody. And I always say to tourists, when we're watching, when Liverpool has a game, or the national team has a game and Mo Salah is playing, or Liverpool, I say you can rob a bank in Egypt now, because everybody is watching, and everybody cheers for Liverpool, and everyone who is with great heart. The guy is an ambassador of smile. The guy
captivates hearts and minds.
Yes,
yes, he is. Well, Egypt is captivating hearts and minds, and great news: the New Valley's Kharga oasis in the Western Desert has been awarded the title of Egypt's first environment-friendly city. And we have now definitely to put hand in hand, as we are anticipating a very important event branding Egypt globally also, which is the COP27.
I was about to mention COP27 is an unbelievable big thing. It's going to happen soon, inshallah, in Egypt. And Egypt is capable to handle such a thing, and they're doing really good job. I would like to say that recently we had a convention of the Islamic banks. It was in Sharm el-Sheikh.
Yes.
And
the parliamentarians event also, which is, you know, very important event. So Egypt is like bringing the whole world together.
Exactly, and thank God that tour guides and my fellow colleagues were present in all these events, and they work because they really know when to speak and how to speak and what to say and what not to say and everything. They're very professional, so they really did a great job at the Islamic conference, the Islamic banking conference that was done in Sharm el-Sheikh. And the dignitaries, they like to ask, even if they're moving from the hotel to the convention center, they want to know information. They all wanted to spare few hours to themselves before going home, and these are very high-level people. I was just recently with the board, the board of the World Bank, and we went together. We did the pyramids, we did sites, we did the Old Cairo, we did the Civilization Museum. The Civilization Museum provided a surprise gift to all the board when they came. Egypt has a lot to cater and to offer, and we have more coming, and soon we will be able to host more and more convention. We're doing very good on incentive. big incentive houses wants to come now to Egypt.
We had the Miss Elite World. We had lots of also beautiful events taking place in the country.
Big thing is happening. His Excellency Prime Minister was in Port Said yesterday.
Yes.
This is big
Attracting
news.
further foreign investment definitely to the country.
But Egypt will be making the electric cars.
Yeah.
That's mega news.
Yes, more and more events that are attracting definitely people in the whole world to our beloved country. Well, it has been, you know, an hour that has passed like a click. And we're really happy to congratulate you again, Mr. Battoty, on the new post as ambassador for the World Federation of Tourist Guides Association. This is a big achievement, and we're really happy for you, and happy that an Egyptian won the title. I wish you the best of success on your mission.
Thank you, and I would like to extend my gratitude to my family, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be in this position. And I would like to extend my gratitude to Nile TV International, because this is my window to speak to the world. This is the window that speaks with foreign language and to deliver to the world with a decent material that we can deliver and people watch. And I hope once we have this episode on the internet, I would be grateful to post it on the World Federation website, on other federations around the world, because it's an honor, really, and it gives a chance to my fellow colleagues from all over the world to see, and hopefully whenever one of my fellow colleagues from the World Federation comes to Egypt, I would like you to host them and have them here.
Sure, it would be our pleasure and honor always, and we wish you the best of luck and success on this important mission. We're always saying that the pharaohs are always exceptional and amazing the world, and the extension of the pharaohs are also making it to the headlines. Tahya Misr, we always say, long live Egypt.
Long live Egypt.
Many thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. That was Wednesday Debate Live, and I'm Waleed. Thanking you all for watching.